Ignition sequence start. 6, 5.
It's showtime.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Monday Night Slot Car Live, where I go live with the community. And tonight, well, that includes all of you. We have a huge night. We got lots to go over. AFX has some pretty hardcore looking cars coming out. And we're going to do a quick stop by the Carrera version of Slot Valley Racing, which yet has to be named because that is not going to be its name. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Let's have a quick look at what I'm talking about. So of course, this is the track in question, and as you can tell now, it doesn't look like a bomb dropped on it. I woke up this morning and totally had enough with how it looked. So we're well in the process now. I have no outer fencing right now, so a car could fly off the track, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. But first, we're going to have a quick look at who's here, of course, and we'll see what AFX has, what they're offering. All right, so let's see who's in the house tonight. As usual, I want to thank everybody. Dan. Thank you very much, Dan, from 3 Bean Raceway. I absolutely appreciate it. Not only is Dan a member, but Dan is the member who donated the AXEL box that we will be talking about tonight. So to Dan, hats off to you, brother. Tonight is for you. Okay. Cyberg. Thanks for joining us tonight. I absolutely appreciate it. Fantastic. Clearwater. Yeah, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. It's good to see you, Greg. Thank you. John Tucci. Thanks, guys. This is feeling like a GRL kind of night here, which is absolutely fantastic. Awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight, John. I appreciate that. Doug, thanks for joining us, brother. Absolutely appreciate it. Yeah, the slot car world is watching, and the AXEL box will be front and center tonight. So that's it's going to be good looking into that. Slot Car Hub, thanks for joining us. Good morning. Yeah, I guess you're on the other side of the planet, so it's actually the next day for you. I believe it's the 14th right now for you, and for us, it's still the 13th. So fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Len, thank you very much for joining us. Once again, guys, if you haven't checked out Len, please make sure you do so. I will be adding them to my show notes. Or you can go back and look at last Monday night where he's I gave him the shout out. You guys can see it there. It'll be very obvious. So and of course, any of these gentlemen that you have not subscribed to, this show is all about building the community. So remember, guys, if you see a name you don't know, click on their thumbnail and subscribe up and come right back. It literally takes you right to their page. It gives you the option to go directly, subscribe to them, and come right back. It's literally just like that. So anybody you don't recognize in my comment section, guys, please make sure you hit them up. Hit everybody up. It's time to start growing the community. The community seems to be segmented into smaller groups, but we're going to make them all big along the way. So thank you very much. I appreciate that, Len. Fantastic, guys. Make sure you check out Len's track. He's just getting going. Fantastic. He's got one of those tracks that gives you lots to look at. And y'all know me. You got to have lots to look at. So fantastic. Chris, thanks for joining us, brother. Fantastic. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking about that tonight, Len. No problem. Randy, thanks for joining us. Fantastic. Show me slot cars. Right on. Pete's in the house. Thanks for joining us, brother. Absolutely fantastic. Gene, thanks, brother. Awesome. Sunday slot cars. Billy, are you guys on after me tonight? Let's start with that. Get that out there. All right. JW Moore, thank you very much for joining us. And catching up, Daniel, thank you. Good evening. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, dog. I got 2 dogs. I just finished walking them before I started the show. So here we are. All right. So as usual, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. There's lots to go over tonight, both if you're large scale or AFX. So we're going to start off with the AFX because it's sort of pushed our show to Thursday. It should. Okay. So Billy and Amanda won't be on. Sunday Slot Cars will not be on tonight after my show. So yeah, carry on with what you would normally do, I guess. Awesome. Thanks, brother. Okay. So let's have a look at the 1 point. I'm doing two things at once here. Level 42 is all you need. Just buy level 42. I've done extensive testing, Len. If you're not sure what you're looking for, I have a whole blow your brains out series about level 42 and level 52 magnets. Totally huge. I've done extensive testing. If you're not sure, go check it out. But level 42 for either or is definitely your best value, your best buy, and your most enjoyment. I'll tell you that right now, folks. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see what all the talk's about this week. Okay, so if you remember, AFX Racemasters came out with the Formula N cars. Okay, the Formula N cars are their response to the Formula E series. They wanted to get in on it and couldn't leave out, right? So these are them. They look nice. It's their own design. They're catchy. I've seen other liveries of these that were never released. I believe there was a livery made for the Spanish Grand Prix, and that one was never released, and I haven't seen it since. But let's have a look at the new cars. So AFX has 2 new Formula E cars, and they have 1 Mustang GT500, like I said, would come out. Totally. Awesome. It looks great. Let's have a close look at it. We'll start with the Formula E's. If I could find them. Here we go. All right, so what do you guys think of how that looks? Here's the green one now. Tell me in the comments what you think of the styling of this car. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. We're just taking a quick look at the new AFX Formula N cars. It's their response to the Formula E, get their foot in the door kind of thing. They do look a little strange. I have to agree with that. They have a weird shape to them. And I could tell you one thing that I'm not a huge fan of for sure, just to be fair. If you look at the red car that's on the screen right now, the wing on the back threads through 2 little holes that you can see. Those holes don't have to be all the way through. They just need to be little pins that are screwed in. But that's not my decision to make. All right. So here's the show. This is definitely the car of the night for sure. Everyone, this is the one that everyone's going to be talking about for a while. Of course, this is the Cobra GT 500. Exactly the same as this one. Or the horsepower shootout car, which I have 2 of, are blue. Same thing. This is just the red version. They painted it silver. Silver and blue. Looks absolutely fantastic. Let's have another look. Silver and blue. Looks great. I don't see anything wrong with this one for sure. It's definitely a collector. Yeah, it looks great. I absolutely agree with that, Gene. Yeah, look, see, like I said, I knew they were going to end up coming out with the GT 500 because it's the right move to do. It would be the next progression in the line of these cars. The side profile is fantastic. Now, picture this car with the front tire pit kit on it. Labeled tires would make this car look way racier right now. Way racier. Okay? And we're would have changed how it looks dramatically. All right. Now, what I can tell you for sure about Auto World is Auto World didn't release any slot cars again this month. So that's a bit of an issue. And AFX needs to start capitalizing on this kind of thing. I like the idea of the GT 500. It's absolutely fantastic. And of course, that this car, okay, so here's the car with the front tire pick, the labeled front tires on it. This car will come out in a GT 500 as well, in this style of car. You watch. This will be the next car they release, GT 500. I'm making the call right now. I've just checked my crystal ball, and this one's coming in the GT 500. There, you can see it's got the labeled tires. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks really cool. All right. So that takes care of what AFX has, and like I said, Auto World, they're like a wispy fart in a really windy barn. Nowhere to be found. So we're now going to we'll have a look. Yeah, you see, I'm not against. I don't mind it. It looks strange, but they drive really nice. They hug the track really good, and they're nice runners. Plus, if you buy these 2 cars in the Infinity set, you only pay $100 for it. Well, here's a hint, people. There's $100 right there. Never mind all the track and everything else that comes in the box. If you buy an Infinity set by AFX Racemasters, these 2 cars come in that set. Okay? Newsflash, these 2 cars are exactly the cost of the set. Right? So that's one of the catches about the Formula Ns. I mean, and I'll be able to put 4 of them on the track as soon as I get the new ones. I'll be able to put all 4 on my track, and we'll see what they look like. All 4 of them racing around. Might look pretty cool. I would say. What kind of? It's a cow fart, brother. Cow fart. Grass. All right. Hey, Dennis, how you doing, brother? Thanks for joining us. I checked out your last video there. It was pretty cool, man. Trying to get your Carrera set up. Okay, so let's have a look at the AXEL box and how I set it up. I'm going to head downstairs right now. So let's do that. Bing. All right. Sorry, guys, I can't see your comments currently, but I'll give you a rundown and talk amongst yourselves. You know, coffee talk, Saturday Night Live. So I've got don't look at necessarily the color there. That's going to be a permanent static grass kind of thing. There'll be labels where it's white there. There'll be slot car labels of some sort or racing labels all along the edge there. Of course, along the back, I've already looked at a few different things, but I think I'm going with a low relief buildings. They look very realistic and have a light. And of course, they don't stick out more than I think it's 1/4 of an inch. So it'll go good right there. Okay, so the highlight of what we're all talking about tonight. Okay, so I installed the stop button. There's the AXEL box. It's glow in the dark paint. So when the lights are off, of course, ta-da! There you go. And of course, I have the second stop button. Okay. So what's happening here is, of course, the AXEL box. I'll talk a little further about it in a long form video I'm about to do. But for now, basically, I'll just set it to the mode that I want. So I wanted an analog. So that's going to be analog up again. So up, up. That gives us the analog. So I turn it on. Okay. So now both the lights are on. You can see they're both on. So that means both tracks are hot and ready to roll. That one is not. And now it is. So to go to digital, it would be the way I would do it is I would shut the system off. I would flick both switches to digital, and then I'd turn it back on. But this is the best part, right? Color the controller a little bit. So you can see. Okay. So now I'm driving around, right? I'm driving around and driving around. Car falls off the track. That's it. The button's down. All right. Not like Carrera where you got to wait 5 seconds to start it up again. All right. So, and that's it. As soon as you release the button, you're back in action. There's no countdown. And of course, I don't have any outer edging on yet. That'll come very soon. All right. So that's it for now until I talk a little bit more about it. And Alex from AXEL Box has agreed to come on the show and talk a little bit about his fantastic achievement here, I would have to say, for the slot car community. Look at that glow in the dark paint there. Looks awesome. Look how far away you see it. All right, guys. So I'm going to head back upstairs now. Later. Woo! And there we are. So for me, the AXEL box is going to go such a long way. I'm completely blown away on how it operates. It's such a great idea. Oh, Joe. Hey, Joe. Thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Look at it this way. For the cost, first off, were you all able to hear me when I was talking about the track? I just have this feeling that I'm talking to myself and everyone's just watching what's happening. Excuse me. So, yeah, I did, John. I originally installed it it was very easy to install. Actually, I watched the there's a really good video out there. His name is escaping me right now. Sunshine Speedway, that's it. He's got a really good video of how to install it. It's let's just say he does a really good job. When I got it, Dan bought it as one of the very first AXEL boxes that was ever made, and it didn't have instructions on how to build it. I'm assuming that there were instructions somewhere, but when I got it, it didn't have instructions. So immediately I, of course, Googled or Googled it or checked out YouTube, and sure enough, there was this Sunshine Speedway. Absolutely fantastic job of showing you how to hook it up. In the end, it turned out there was the problem. Something was loose inside. I mean, it went from Calgary to Texas, from Texas to Winnipeg, from Winnipeg to Calgary, from Calgary to Winnipeg. So it doesn't surprise me that something came loose. That's an awful lot of travel for anything electronic. So luckily it wasn't really anything wrong per se. It was just a loose wire that needed tightening. So while I was there, while I was talking to Alex, fantastic guy, by the way, too. I want to thank Alex for everything he's done. I seen the call buttons or stop buttons, however you look at them. Now he has two versions. This is so cool, and I don't have one, so it doesn't make sense for me to buy it right now. He's got two versions of the call button. The first call button will have the pace car will come out, and so that's kind of cool. If you want to wait that lap for the pace car to go around, not only do I not have a space for a pace car, but I wasn't really interested in that. I just bought the normal stop. So what it does is it stops power to the track, not to the computer system. So lap times are still running. Everything's still going. And oh yeah, it probably is, Gene. I think it is. I think it is. Uh-huh. So it's absolutely fantastic. I had a little bit of time today before I came on live tonight. I wanted to make sure I at least knew that it was working fine and everything was up to par. And apparently my guards are on duty right now. Where was I? Yeah, let's just say that it's much cheaper than shipping. Just a few. If you have premium cars and you're a premium car collector, then if you have a Carrera digital track, you're going to want to do one of two things. You're gonna either want to chip all those expensive cars, which for me is a no-go, because that means now my car on the track is worth $220. Imagine that. Crazy, right? Because I get my Revo at my door at like $150 each, and then you add another $50 chip on top of that, and then you add shipping, and before you know it, you've got yourself a $220 slot car that you really don't want to rear end into another car anyways. I really like being able to switch it over and just do the analog. And of course, there's the cream of the crop of being able to use the True Speed controllers. This week, I'll get into it. I'll be doing a long form video. I'll be talking a little bit more about the operation of it. I know a lot of people have done, their thing, and that's all good. But we'll talk a little bit about the call button and the importance of it, and why it just seems so hair-pulling to listen to Carrera's 5-second countdown every time somebody's got to stop or push pause. It is what you do what you got to do, but in order to get the racing going a little quicker, as soon as you hit that call button, bam, The power stops to both tracks. One button for me. I got a 2-lane track. I figured, well, I'll only need 2 buttons for now. And they can, of course, be added onto. But you've seen my layout. The buttons are like literally 6 feet apart from each other. So somebody's going to be standing in front of one of those buttons at any point in time. So I'm completely pumped. It's absolutely awesome. I can't wait to get my scenery finished. I'm waiting for a whole bunch of layout stuff right now to get it all done, because it's time to start racing again. So this Sunday, me and Irene will be racing. We'll be racing the Revos, and it's actually should be pretty good now. And we got everything organized, and it's time to get her going. Now, for anybody who doesn't know and is interested in becoming part of the GRL, which is the Global Racing League, you can get a hold of Areras Carrera on our Discord, or you can let them know here. Or, of course, you could always, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to him and send him a message. But what it is it's a standardized racing league for anybody who would like to join. There's a great crowd. A whole bunch of racers are in the house tonight. Lots of people from last year will be coming back. Actually, it looks like just about the whole roster, except for a couple of people, which is fantastic. It's great to be able to race. You race in the comfort of your own home. You enjoy your own creature comforts while you're racing against people sort of all over the place, from all over the world. It's open to anybody who's interested. You're going to need a Carrera track, and the rules. Joe, are you still here, brother? From Areras Carrera? If you are, can you put a link to the GRL in the comment section, if you wouldn't mind? I see my moderator isn't here tonight. I'm going to have to fire Robert. I need Robert to put links. Hey, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Slot cards for life. Yeah. Great videos lately, brother. Loving them. Man, I like those 124 cards. They look good. It's a commitment, though, I think. A lot of scales going on there. I know you're kind of like me. You got a little bit of everything going on. Probably more larger scale style stuff, though. Yeah, brother. No, I like those videos. They're cool. And I don't buy any 124 scale cars, at least not yet. Maybe I will now that I have all the borders on the track. Yeah. I need one of my favorite slot car dealers, either Litex Slots or Sunday Slot Cards, to get in some straight borders, please, guys. Straight borders. Right? Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. You're welcome. Yeah. I got to try them all. That's right. Fantastic. I know it would be really hard working at a slot car store, I'm pretty sure. Like, I could only imagine what it must be like working at a place like Cincy Slots, where, like, it's literally like, the big ass racetrack there and cars all over the place. Like, oh, wow, that would be so awesome. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know. But what that also means, Bill, is that's more money gonna have to come out in order to buy those ones. Got a whole bunch of 132nd Carreras, NASCARs coming up soon. So no, I know, but I need I need straights for one of my corners. They fishtail out, and I don't have a section for it. Yeah. Yeah, I have the 18 volt power supply. You don't need. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was well. I actually do have my eye on a couple of BRMs actually. I guess they're the 124 version of Revo slot. I really like the feel and the drive of the Revo slot. It just feels like the quality. Yeah, they're very spendy, you bet. The quality on here, I really like. I like the metal chassis. I think that's yeah, I mean, you're an American, so for me that $100 is like $135 for just a regular car. Like the NSR. That's the only one I have for now, but of course you need two cars to race, so I'll be buying another one very shortly. It's probably going to be the Corvette, but it'll be of course another NSR. I like how these feel. They look nice, but they're very flimsy, and you certainly don't want to rear end another car with this. But, you know, in the end, Carrera does a really nice looking car. I mean, of course, there are much better cars than this, you know. We see them all day, every day. This is not a show about the best that was produced. That's for sure. But if you got to rear end something, then you're going to want to do it in a Carrera car. This is the only reason why I was so against chipping my higher end cars because they're not made with the front support to take a good crack from another car. Oh, look who just this guy's ears must have been completely on fire, guys. Check this out. Hey, Robert, I was just talking about you. Your ears must be burning, brother. just got out. We just got him out of bed. 6 p.m. Well, thanks for joining us, brother. I absolutely appreciate it. I was just saying, hey, I need my moderator here because I need, you know, and blink. It's like I Dream of Genie. Yeah, ears are on fire. That's right. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Yeah, that's okay, Robert. It's all good, brother. Yeah, we you missed the AFX and the new AFX cars. We'll take a poll at the end of the night. We'll see how they go, or just before the end of the night, I suppose. And we'll see what people think of them. That's right, brother. You're here now. Woohoo! Okay. So while you're here, we'll get back to the AXEL box in a minute. While you're here, I wanted to do the. I want to see what you guys think. So out of 1 to 10, 10 being the most desirable, of course. So out of 1 to 10, all right, rate this car from 1 to 10. Go. Now, I know lots of you aren't HO, but we all have an eye for style. Just like you don't have to like music to know that it was probably made good. You're just not a fan of it, right? So, yeah, 2, 3. For me, it's kind of low on the scale. I would probably say 4. And I'll tell you why I didn't give them 3, because 4, they have there's a little bit of innovation here. They've completely redesigned it, although they could have made it look better. It looks a little bit to me like Speed Racer, kind of. Okay, now let's look at the green one. Now, does the color make any difference in how you would rate this car? I think uh-oh. Are you getting lots of commercials? So does the color make any difference to you guys? Green does help. Okay. So that's weird, because I've heard people say that too. Yeah, I definitely prefer the green one better myself. Okay, so looks like it's all around type of lots of commercials everywhere kind of thing. I see Netflix is now giving us the option to have Netflix for, I think it's like we'll just call it $5.90, whatever, $5.99 with commercials, or without commercials for $16.99. Well, I'm stuck. It's easy for me because I'm not watching commercials. That's the whole reason why we watch Netflix. And you know what? $16 a month for Netflix is still primo. It's still primo. Still primo. So, yeah. Okay. So I guess this is sort of this one will definitely be people will be talking about this for a little while now. All right, guys. So what do you think out of 10? For me, this car, I'll tell you what, okay? This car to me is a 9, but I know what's wrong with it. So I only can give it an 8, unfortunately. Okay? And you guys all know what's wrong with this car because we've talked about it extensively. The problem with this car, right? So the problem with this Mustang is that this is the problem, right? So when I seen the shell they were using for it, I kind of wish that they would have made a modification to it, but they didn't. It's essentially this car here, just painted silver and blue, but the same issue still is it's touching, right? Look at that. It's touching. So fantastic car. And if they're going to keep pumping that, what they need to do is they need to talk to whoever's in charge of that mold. Yeah, rubbing is racing. That's right. Yeah, when you go around the corner and you wipe the other car off the off the track because you're both trying to share a bit of the same lane. That sucks. But here's what the car looks like with another front tire pit kit on it. I know it's not focused very good. It's not so great 720p, but that'll change soon when I move downstairs. I'll be using all my cameras, and I'll be doing this show from the track downstairs instead of in my computer room, which is fine. But downstairs it'll be 1080p. There'll be four cameras, that kind of thing. So the labeled tires, you think AFX could throw those in? No. They do come with the new F1s though, and good on them for that, because the new F1s are a fantastic piece of work, right? So yeah. Let's see where we are. I'm just babbling away, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Oh yeah, okay, that's an interesting point too. Thank you, Robert. I knew there's a reason why you're my moderator. Okay, so here's another issue with that silver car. All right, it's already at the point now where, as Dan puts it, from 3 being rubbing is racing, and I have to agree with that. But unfortunately, look at how much room right here is between the chassis and the shell. Okay, in case you're not sure, here it is. Right, where is it? Right here. Let me do this. See that? This one and this one. There we go. See all that room there? And I'm not even squeezing hard. I'm worried I'm going to break it. But there's lots of room in there. They could easily make that a little bit smaller. Look at how hollow it is. That's a cardboard picture, by the way, too. So, but there's a lot of room, because look at how thin the chassis is. And then they go and put it on a big fat body. Look at the clips. Look at how much the clips are inside. But this car also looks absolutely fantastic with the front tire pit kit on it. So, right, yeah, not. I wasn't the ghost cars. The problem was when I figured out my layout, I had exactly enough room to do where I am right now. I had no other real place to put it. Joe from Herrera's Carrera was giving me a little bit of a hand one day and was making some suggestions that were making a lot of sense, because when you're going over what you have in your mind, like I always say, like always allow your ideas to flow. Never lock it in, especially in a hobby where you know things are changing all the time. Never lock in your idea. Always just let it flow. Get your project finished and then go to the next one. Because off the back of the one you've just finished, things could change moving forward for the better. So you always want to make sure that you're able to do that. And for me, always trying to do that, move forward for that. So no banks, just a lot of room for my turns. I'd thought about putting banks, but I was trying to do a layout that was flat. I have my super speedway for the HO where it has the 12-inch banks, and I like it, and the cars go super fast, and I'm sure it would go really great for some cars. But for myself, I just wanted space, because I'm used to just spaghetti noodling all my track into the smallest area I can. How much track can you put in one small little area, kind of thing? So then you end up with something crazy with like a 10x13 HO track with a super speedway around the outside of it and a drag strip in the front of it. So and then you turn around and there's a 9x22 Carrera track, which is it's been keeping me busy. And the whole thing is, I hate it when it's in this in-between stage where it's starting to look good. My vision, I can see my vision there. I'm trying to do everything with as much detail as possible, right down to the bricks on the wall. I could have easily have just bought stickers or some sort of thing you can get from hobby shops. They're like pictures or whatever, cardboard already with the design of bricks on it. I'm going to take everything to the next level. I want it to look realistic when I do my pictures and that kind of thing. And, You know, and of course, the Carrera Digital is of course very important. I really like the digital experience, changing lanes, having multiple cars. The pit thing, the racing with my wife on Sundays will start off again. It'll be this Sunday, so I know I won't probably won't see some of you until next Monday, but on Sunday at noon is SVR Family Racing starts up again, and we'll be ready to roll this time, and we'll have everything set up. So um, what I didn't mention is on my track where it comes down to that very long end there, and it's like a U-turn kind of thing. There will be a TV right there, and it'll serve two purposes. It'll serve as like a background for when I do my shots of the cars and stuff, and it'll also serve as a monitor so we can see the race stats and stuff. So where I had the TV before, it was in a very inconvenient spot for racing, because if we're trying to look at a TV directly in front of us and we're having to drive all the way down to the end, you could already see you're totally taking your eye off the prize. So I figured if we put the TV at the end of the long stretch, that's where we're going to spend most of our time looking. And it also, like I said, doubles as a place to do the shots in front of for the cars and stuff like that. So, hey, there we go. Thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Awesome. So that's where we're at so far. Things are moving along pretty good. I'm going to be starting to take down a little bit of the HO track. I think what's going to be happening is the super speedway and the drag strip is going to come off, and I'm going to work on upgrading the layout for the HO for the super speedway for the 4-lane track. Until I sell the pool table, I guess there's really no need to take down the HO track. Although with the new Carrera track down there, and I'll be holding a contest actually. I'll be naming that track, and I'm going to ask for your guys' help in doing that. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll be asking for, I have a few different names in mind, and I'll run it by you guys. Maybe we'll do a little vote and give away some free swag. Everybody loves free swag. So it appears almost our whole entire slot car community has been in England. And it's really going to be great now in the coming week to see everyone developing getting their videos done and edited. Fantastic. I can tell you one thing for a fact. I had no idea Nico was that tall. Oh my gosh. He is like a whole head taller than everybody from North America who went down there. That's great. So good. Empty pockets motorway. Yeah. Yeah, right, eh? No speedway. No fish and chips for me. Yeah, apparently they had to stop selling fish and chips in newspapers. I guess it was probably because the newsprint was ending up on people's food, but apparently that's a new law now in England, where you can't do fish and chips in the newspapers anymore. Freaky. Geez, even when I lived in BC, we were getting fish and chips in newspapers. Just authentic as heck too, man. So tasty. I don't know why it tastes so much different when it's, when it's been touched by half the city, and then they dump food in it and you eat out of it. Like, it's so refreshing. Right? Well, that's just it. The grease floats the ink. I heard you can't use your says remote control. Yes, you can. That's a lie. That's a lie. Uh, oh, is that right? You know what it is though? They're putting now they're probably putting a piece of like wax paper or parchment paper. Pardon me. Yeah. Oh, just over the border. All right. So, anything big anybody want to make mention of? Did I miss? I'm sure there's lots that's gone by. So the news is gone. That's good. There's I see two other people are doing news now. Fantastic. I guess if you do news, hard to stay relevant though. But there's always goodies coming out. So that's the best part about our hobby here is always something. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Slot car rally course. There you go. I thought I heard whispers of that somewhere along the way. So how far along are you, Billy? I seen you were working on it before. You had one piece. You're trying to run a car over it, and you finally got her going. Is that part of the same course? So everybody, before you head out, please take a quick look at the comment section. And like I said, anybody you're not subscribed to or you don't recognize, hit them up, see if they're a channel, and if they are, subscribe to them. That is probably the best thing you can do. I'm not asking you to subscribe to me. I'm asking you to subscribe to other people. That's what I do here on Monday Night Slot Car Live. I ask everyone to subscribe to everybody else. So that way the community does grow. Now, once all the small pockets come together, it'll seem like a much larger crowd. The problem right now is slot car is very segmented into smaller crowds, and that's to be honest, it's not helping grow the community because the algorithm doesn't catch that. It's just looking like a bunch of people getting together and having a little chit chat. Yeah. There you go. Part of the same course. Okay, cool. That's what I figured. Yeah. Right. I've checked out every single one of your tracks, man. That's pretty cool. Now I'm hungry. We're talking about fish and chips. Robert's going to make fish and chips right now. Man, I'm hungry now too. All right. So everybody make sure before we head out tonight, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching. I absolutely appreciate it. Now, I know this isn't the most highest tech show going on out there, but I can certainly tell you it's been going on pretty consistently now for a very, very long time. My main goal of this show is to bring the community together about any slot car topic whatsoever. In the future, if anybody has a topic slot car wise they'd like to bring up, then that's why we're here. I always have enough content to fill a show, but I'm not against supplementing, of course. Yeah, it has to be malt vinegar. Absolutely malt vinegar. So they're so fast. Right on, brother. Yeah. Right on time for the end. Absolutely. Where am I? Yeah. So, like I said, you know, I want everyone to feel like they're at home when they come here, hang out, chit chat. It's great, you know, for the amount of people we have and the amount of people who are being active in the comment section. I want to thank you guys. But I also want to thank everybody for being here, even if you're not commenting. Just being here and part of the crowd is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So to everybody here who's joined us tonight, I want to thank you. Absolutely fantastic. I am looking for another moderator or two. So if you're interested, please let me know. Of course, there's not really much to be entailed to be a moderator, but everyone's got to have one or two, I guess. Not that you're not doing a good job, Robert. Awesome. Okay, guys. So another Monday. Maybe by next Monday, I'll have my major part of the scenery done. And I know you guys are totally going to be blown away by the transformation. So until next week, remember, think GRL. You're going to want to race against other people. From all of us here at Slot Valley Racing, don't forget, get your heart racing.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep. You want to go do
Slot cars in the garage?
Yep.